talk about. All you really need to know is that you've only got to stay tuned to Chatterbox and you'll find out. Now we're talking. What are we gonna talk about? All you really need to know is that you've only got to stay tuned to Chatterbox and you'll find out. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Hi, thanks. Hi, welcome to the first Young People's Chat Show. We'll be talking about lots of things, some serious and some not so serious. Here's a quick preview.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're...
I'll be chatting to various guests who'll be popping in to see me. Well, Michael and Josie, well, they have the bar talk.
If you're wondering what Bar Talk's all about, stay tuned.
First, some action.
Please welcome Jason Connery. Welcome. Nice to have you here.
How are you?
Fine, thanks. This is Jason, isn't it?
Yes,
I
yes.
hardly recognise you. You've done something to your hair.
Yes, well, I'm doing a play at the moment, and they decided that the character was sort of quite dark in his outlook to life. And it was probably better that my hair was dark. And so they you know, this isn't actually I'm probably the only person in the world with blonde roots.
Do you enjoy that kind of work?
Well,
I mean, more than Robin of Sherwood. Do you get more of a buzz from being in front of a live audience?
oh yeah, there's a totally different feeling. I mean, you get immediate reaction, plus the fact that on Robin of Sherwood you do small segments of what you're doing, and then it's all put together, and then the music is added, and other people do their bits and everything like that. In the theatre, you've got a live audience, immediate reaction to what you're doing, and you get a real feeling from the audience, how they feel about you. You know, if they don't like you, you get a kind of feeling from them, or if they like you, then there's a warmth that comes across, this sort of... It's actually black. You don't actually see them because you've got the lights in front of you. You don't see the people, but you do get a feeling from them.
Do you have fun playing a hero like Robin of Sherwood?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, it's what I used to do when I was about 6 years old, except for I got paid for it as well. And someone wrote the dialogue for me, so I didn't even have to do that. It was running around the woods with a sword, and actually it was great fun. There were all the cast and the crew were really sort of enthusiastic, and we all wanted to make it really good, and I think it was.
Have you got any heroes, or did you have heroes at an early age?
Yeah, my hero wasn't actually Robin Hood. My hero was Superman.
Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
That's how I got this scar on the front of my forehead here. I dove down the front of my basement stairs and hit my head on the radiator.
Oh.
But I actually did it, I mean, because I thought I could fly at that stage. But,
I also read somewhere that you liked Batman and Robin.
Oh, yeah.
I'm embarrassing you here, sorry.
Thank you. No, I did, yes. They were great, too. I never really knew too much about Robin Hood, because I missed that series that everybody who's slightly older than me talks about.
Well, didn't your father acted in?
That's right, yeah.
Your father being
Robin
Sean Connery.
Right. Robert and Marion.
I know this is a question I suppose lots of people ask you, but do you think you're a sex symbol?
Well, I don't think you should ask the person who is supposedly considered. I mean, you know...
OK, do you think... Yes, they do. You can see they're all going, oh, he's lovely. Do you think he's a sex symbol? Yeah, they do. What was it like growing up as James Bond's son?
Well, I wasn't very aware of it because it was just before I was a bit young. The first one was made before I was born, and the rest were made as I was growing up. And he's a very private man. He kind of basically he kept it away from me as much as possible.
If you were offered the part, would you take it?
No.
Why?
Well, because all the way through my career, I've tried to stay away from that aspect. It'd be very easy, and you know, for me, he was a definitive Bond. And so I just think that it would be going against all my principles to actually sort of, it would be like taking over from your family business, you know, stepping into your father's shoes. It's not something I want to do.
So what do you do when you're not acting? Do you have much spare time?
No, I haven't recently, but I just try and keep fit, do a bit of sport, you know, all that kind of rubbish.
What kind?
Tennis.
Oh.
And I find running really boring. Swimming, I love swimming. I used to do quite a lot of swimming.
You were in school with Duncan Goodyear as well, weren't you?
That's right, yeah, in the swim team.
Right. Really?
Yeah.
It's a bit of competition there.
Well, I wasn't much competition. He was the senior, I was the junior.
So, what happens now?
Well, I'll do this play, Journey's End, for 6 months in the Whitehall Theatre. And I don't really book myself ahead of that, mainly because I hate to think about what's coming up in the future. I like to concentrate totally on what I'm doing.
But isn't it reassuring if you've got something else to go to afterwards? Because many actors are sort of unemployed for quite a long time, aren't they?
87%.
87%? What do they call it? They call it resting, do they?
That's right, yes, resting.
Well, best of luck for the future. It's been really interesting talking to you. Thanks for popping in.
Thanks.
Talking.
Leave me alone, I haven't done nothing to you.
Yeah, that's right. Couldn't if you wanted to. Too much of a wimp. Hi, girls. How's it going, all right? Some people do not have it. Pathetic, innit?
He's not the pathetic one. You are, you big bully. Oh.
OK, has anyone here been bullied?
Well, well, she was meant to be my friend. Our teacher just told us not to go back down into a TV room. And we were walking along, because it was in a museum. We were walking along and she said, come down back to the TV room with me. And I said no. So I had long hair then, and she grabbed my ponytail and she dragged me around the museum.
Why do you think?
Well, I had a lot of friends and she didn't hardly have any because she was a bully, so I think she was a bit jealous.
About a month ago, some fifth years in our school, they came up to me, pinned me against the wall and started beating me up.
Why?
Just for the fun of it, I think.
So, what did you do?
I told my parents, and my parents rang up the school, and then the school did something about it.
What did they do?
Well, they found out who it was. Well, they found out who it thought it was, and then I had to identify them.
If you tell a teacher, sometimes it can be worse because, like, they tell all the teachers, well, usually, you know, in the staff room, and then all the teachers get onto you and they start, like, creeping around you, being really sweet and all this, and trying to teach you as an individual.
So, if you're being bullied, you often tell someone, do you?
Yeah.
Generally, you think that's the best idea?
Yeah. Well, there's these girls and they just don't like her. And then they'll call her names and she's leaving our school now.
Did she tell you about it?
Yeah, I was with her at the time.
So, what's she done about it? She's leaving school. Has she told her parents or her teachers?
Yeah, she told her parents, and her parents were going to quit the school because it was some third years what was picking on her. But her parents didn't come up, so the next day she told me she might be leaving.
All because of this one bully?
Yeah, I think so.
If you see your best friend being bullied now, right? So what would you do?
Tell them to take up self-defense, like judo or taekwondo.
Yeah, but that takes a long time, you know.
Well, not really. It's because my sister, she's in taekwondo. First few lessons, she was quite good at it.
I was trying to protect my friend. He was bullying my friend, and I got involved, and he hit me in the mouth and cut all my mouth open. And he got, like, reported, and got suspended. And, you know, he's been as quiet as anything since then.
Well, OK, thanks very much. That was great. But I'm going to follow up some of those points with my star guests today, who are Lee McDonald, Melissa Wilkes, Justine Kerrigan and Sean McKee. But I suppose you all know them better as television soap opera stars. Zamo and Jackie from Grange Hill and Tracy Corkill and Jamie from Brookside. Welcome. I find it difficult calling you by your real names, you know, your real first names, because to me you'll always be Zamo, Jackie, and Tracy and and what's his name?
Whatever your name is.
Jamie. See, I did know. Do you mind that? How about you, Zamo? Oh, I mean Lee.
There you go. No, not really. Get used to it, because that's how the public see you. So you just sort of get used to the name Zamo, which is probably better than Lee anyway. So I'm not.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not too bothered.
Do you get recognised in the street a lot now?
Yeah.
I suppose you can't go out, can you?
Yeah.
We would on different times to them, really, because you're more of an adult audience and we're more of a kid. So we're not too bad unless it's sort of weekends or kids' holidays when there's loads of kids about. So we just sort of
Stay out.
Yeah, we go in the evening, don't we?
Come on. Why are you laughing?
Well, because we finished Grange Hill ages ago anyway, and we was in it last Christmas, so we're has-beens now. So
well, I don't know.
We look for people to get our autographs signed, and we're on our way out. Yeah.
Oh,
I tell you what, it has been better than never will be, which is what I'm going to be, so, you know.
So, do you still watch Grange Hill?
I've seen it a couple of times, like the new series, and I think the little ones are so good. They're so, aren't they? Much better than when we were.
I still watch it as well. It's not geared for 17-year-olds, is it? It's sort of, was it 13?
Well,
but it's really popular.
Yeah, it grabs a big audience because everybody's been to school, so everyone can relate to Grange Hill.
Right.
Whereas, like, some of the kids' programmes, people watch it, but Grange Hill, everybody's been there and everybody's done school. So
Do you think it's a good influence, Grange Hill?
Yes.
I don't think it's a bad influence. It's really, I mean, people say about the language on it. There's no language on it. And most of the stuff that go on in Grange Hill is in schools in London. I'm not talking about everywhere. Schools in London are really bad.
We've just been talking about bullying.
Yeah.
I suppose none of you are at school now.
No.
But were you were at school when you ended in Grange Hill, weren't you? Did you get bullied a lot?
No, we was at Grange Hill more than we was at school, wasn't we?
Really?
Yeah, we didn't. Well, I didn't.
I didn't know. I've always, because I'm small anyway, I've always took a lot of stick for being small. So I give as much as I take now.
She was born with that nose.
Really? Your life changed really drastically, didn't it? Because the character you play now in Brookside, I believe, so it parallels your life before you did join Brookside.
Yeah, there are, like, you know, quite a few similarities, I think.
What's going on?
Hey, dressed. Have you seen this?
Oh, what's that smell?
I've told you, get dressed. All right, I'm just showing what that idiot done.
Hey, you, watch it.
It's his feet.
What?
They stink.
Oh, hey. Oh, God, blimey, lad, these yours.
Hey, where you going with them?
I'm getting rid of these.
Why? What am I going to wear?
You both play boyfriend and girlfriend as well. Does that cause any sort of problems?
The answer's no.
No. Got a bit worried then.
Scared.
Not even when you had to sort of kiss each other? Or first time on set, does that get embarrassing? Is that embarrassing?
No, I reckon you're both aware of it, aren't you? Because it's like just meeting somebody in the street and having to kiss them in front of millions of people. So you're not aware of it, but you just think, well, it's part of the job, so, you know, that's what the scene calls for, you've got to do it, like.
What do you do in your spare time? I was going to call you Jackie then.
It's all right. Do you mind if I call you Al?
Yeah.
Okay. I've had a lot of spare time and I've moved house, so that takes up time and painting and
Do you live on your
whatever.
own?
No, I live with a friend and another actor.
Oh, right. How about you?
Well, I do boxing most of the time. I'm working at the moment, so it's sort of boxing in the evening. And I go to a boys' club, so there's loads of sports on there.
Well, thanks, Lee, Melissa, Sean and Justin for popping in. It's been great. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.
Well done. Well, time for a Chatterbox music break. Here are four lads making their first appearance on television. They call themselves Billy and the Rich Kids.
Oh, my love, oh, my kissing, you don't know what you've been missing, oh, boy. When you're with me, oh, boy, I want the world to see that for me. All my life, I've been waiting to Tonight there'll be no hesitating, oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy, I want the world to see that Well, stars appear and the shadows are falling. You can hear my heart calling. A little bit of love makes everything right. I'm gonna see my baby tonight. All my love, all my kissing. You don't know what you've been missing, oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy, I want the world to see that Dum-dilly-um-dum, oh boy. Dum-dilly-um-dum, oh boy. All my life I've been waiting. Tonight there'll be no hesitating, oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy, I want the world to see that oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
What happened? Are you all right?
I think so. Ow, my leg.
You would go skateboarding without wearing any padding. Now look what's happened.
I bet you were trying to do a gorilla walk on the rim of the park wall when your wheels locked against the stone and you came skidding off your skateboard.
Well, is that how it happened?
Well, actually, I leaned my board against the bathroom door and tripped over it when I came out.
What are you?
A wally.
Skateboarding's been getting more and more popular over the last few years, probably with people like Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future.
However, if more and more people are skateboarding, that means more and more people are liable to get involved in skateboarding accidents. So here on Bar Talk, we're going to be talking about safety and skateboarding.
Will and Joe, you've got some equipment with you. What sort of stuff do you wear?
Well, first of all, there's the helmet.
So yeah.
And, I mean, quite strong.
So that's the most important thing, protect your head.
Yeah, yeah.
On a ramp it is.
And on a ramp, I mean, most people don't wear them around the streets, but it's more on ramps, half pipes and things like that, and down the skate park. And there's padding inside, and it's quite safe, fiberglass, I think.
So it's worth getting a good helmet's the sort of second most important from the board, I suppose.
Yeah, but lots of people don't get them. I mean, there's not many people who get helmets. It's like most people just take it for granted they don't need one.
Yeah.
But it is quite important, really.
Do you wear padding and stuff on the street, or just when you go on ramps?
No, we only do it when we go on ramps. On the street, we wear, lots of us wear wrist guards, which is like in a way, a glove. In a way, a glove, it just goes on like that. So you've got the plastic bit there.
What does that
straps
stop?
around. Pardon?
What does that stop?
Well, it stops you from breaking your wrist, really, or you can still hurt your wrist with them on, but it's kind of like, it's very strong plastic, so when you smash your hand like that, it doesn't hurt as much. It still hurts. It doesn't... But it just helps you a lot more.
What about gloves? And I see you've got some knee pads and stuff.
Yeah, well, there's the gloves. I mean, the knee pads, which you put on knees, and your leg goes into that bit there, and then the straps keep it round like that, and there's the plastic cap.
Now, Sean, you're big in the skateboarding world. I mean, what's your role in skateboarding?
Well, I'm a professional skateboarder, and I'm also vice chairman of the English Skateboard Association.
Right. I mean, how did you get started with skateboarding?
Well, back in the craze days of the late 70s, I started off then on the thin plastic boards, if anyone can remember those.
Yeah.
And I just kept up, got really dedicated, and it became, in a way, addictive. And now it's a part of my life.
Why do you like it so much? I mean...
Oh, there's so many different things. If you don't skate, it's very hard to understand, but you can get such a good adrenaline rush by either shooting a hill at speed or just riding a ramp and doing some real good tricks.
So it's excitement.
Yeah. Oh, it's excitement, definitely.
I mean, saying there isn't that many facilities, do you think that youngsters should go about trying to get more facilities?
You should always try and get facilities, because with the big... It's coming back as a boom, and there's going to be injuries, like you can say, and the councils are going to try and ban us from the streets. So right now is the time we should start petitioning councils to get more facilities and better facilities.
We've heard, I mean, in the news, people hang on the back of buses and they fall over and they hurt themselves on the street. I mean, so if you don't wear pads on the street, you should compensate and perhaps leave the tricks to the skate park, is that?
Yeah, you should know your own limits. I mean, if you're going to try something foolish and you think you're going to fall, you should wear pads.
Yeah.
But then again, if you're going to try something foolish, maybe you shouldn't try it at all.
Well, keep enjoying it. Carry on surfing, as they say. Thanks very much.
Thanks. Thanks, Thanks a lot.
Stay tuned to Chatterbox and you'll find out. Chatterbox.
These young people both have one thing in common. They've each done something really, really courageous. Take a look at this. Now that's the sort of dancing that won Claire Williams here the UK Under-10 Disco Dancing Competition. Claire, for a long time it looked as though you wouldn't even be able to walk, let alone dance. Tell me why.
When I was born with my feet back to front. And where your heel is now, my toes were there when I was born.
Really? So what happened?
When I was about 2 weeks old, I had my very first operation. I had a bone tuck from the leg and put into another position to turn my foot right round.
By now you've had 12 operations, haven't you?
Yes.
They're not very... Are they painful?
No, the only one that was painful is the one I've just had.
Oh, you're very brave. What was school like for you at that time?
Well, I got a few names called.
Oh, yeah, I get those as well. But you coped with it?
Yes.
What happened after the calipers? Was it the... You were in a wheelchair then, weren't you?
No, after the calipers, I had a special shoe made, and I said I didn't want to wear it. I wanted to wear normal shoes. So, like, when I was, like, wearing normal shoes, I'm determined that I'll go on and on.
And you're determined to, to dance? So where do you go to school, by the way?
Whale Hill.
Whale Hill School. So all your friends will be watching now. They'll be proud of you, will they? Turning to my next guest, it's Graham, Mark and Steve, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mark, your brother Graham did something very, very courageous. Tell us about it.
He saved us from a fire.
When was this?
May the 29th last year.
Well, how did the fire start? Was it at your home?
Yes.
How did it start?
By the plugs.
And how did Graham find out? He was the first to find the fire, wasn't he?
He went downstairs, watched telly and he seen it.
How soon did you realise that it was very serious?
It was when my mum screamed. I thought, uh-oh. And then I ran into the bathroom, tried getting a jug of water to put the fire out. But my uncle said he won't be needing that. And then he carried Graham and we all ran outside into our next door neighbour's house.
So the fire started in a room downstairs, did it? It didn't spread through the house?
No, but smoke went upstairs and all around your house.
All right. You only have one leg, don't you?
Yeah.
And you went downstairs and you went back up again?
Yeah.
Was that difficult?
No.
You just ran up. You were determined to get your family out, were you?
Yes.
Weren't you scared when you saw the flames?
No, but we was a little bit scared though.
Why? Well, because the windows smashed, did they?
Yeah, and the smoke just was dark and I went upstairs and then Sylvia went up round the back and...
How did you get out? You went down past the flames, did you?
Yeah, we went downstairs and we just went outside and Sylvia came round the other side and then Daddy just got on the floor and kicked the door.
Kicked the door down?
Yeah, kicked the door down.
Well, Graham, I think you deserve all the medals and awards you'll ever get. I think it's marvellous what you've done, and thanks for popping in. Remember, these three lads wouldn't be here if Graham hadn't closed the door on the fire. Hopefully it won't happen to you, but if it does, just remember Graham. Join us next week. Watch Chatterbox, so see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What are they gonna talk about? All you really need to know is that you've only got to stay tuned to Chatterbox and you'll find out. Now we're talking. What are we gonna talk about? All you really need to know is that you've only got to stay tuned to Chatterbox and you'll find out.